In this lesson, we will see the heading element. The heading element is used for displaying headings in HTML. A heading is an important text for which the reader has to pay more attention. Headings in HTML are bigger in font size than the normal text and bolder. In HTML, we have 6 different heading elements which we can use for displaying a heading. And every heading element displays the text with different font size and weight. Headings in HTML are written inside the body element. The heading tag begins with an H letter followed by a number from 1 to 6. The difference between them, as I said, is the font size and font weight. So the H1 tag is the biggest heading. And as the number increments in the tag, the size of the heading decreases. So the H1 tag is the biggest heading and the H6 tag is the smallest heading. Which heading element you will use depends on how important is the text. If it's very important, you will use the H1 tag. If it's less important, you will use either H2, H3, H4, H5, or the H6 element. So now we will write all 6 heading elements and see the result in the browser. And now, when we save and run our web page in the web browser, we can see that we have 6 different headings with different font sizes and boldness. The first, the H1 heading, is the biggest one and most important heading, and the H6 heading is the smallest and the least important heading in the HTML document. So now you can write your first heading for your page using any of these 6 heading elements. Also, keep in mind that heading elements can be used only for displaying headings and not for making the text bigger and bolder. Why is that? Well, because the heading elements are used by the search engines to index the structure and the content of the page. And to make the text bigger and bolder, there are other elements we can use which I will explain in the next upcoming lessons. Before ending this lesson, as I mentioned in the previous lessons about the white space rules, the white space rule is also applicable in the heading elements. So no matter how many lines or spaces we move our text or tag, it will still count as one space. So the heading stays on the same line with the same number of spaces. Also keep in mind that the content of the element is written between the opening and the closing tag, not outside. So now go and practice writing headings in HTML with different font sizes and font weights.